Hello people, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to talk about Disney and the films in my collection. I'm also going to talk about what I thought of them as a child and what I think of them now as a grown adult man. Before we get into today's video, please do be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, and maybe share your Disney opinions with me. It will make me feel happy that my voice is being heard, and it will make me feel more motivated and confident to make YouTube content more often. I also have all of my films here with me for support. They will help me with what I have to say, and I'm going to talk about each one of them. On the other hand, I have something of which I would like to show you guys. It's a shirt off of Amazon, and I got it discounted during the Black Friday. During the time of Black Friday, I'm going to put it on over the shirt I'm wearing. Oh my god, I can't believe this is real. It's a men's vintage The Little Mermaid shirt, and I thought I'd buy it and wear it for the video. I will put a link to the product's Amazon page in the description down below. Okay, right, deep breath. Deep breath in again. Deep breath out. First off, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs from 1937. This film was the very first of its kind, and nobody had seen anything like it. I did watch this a few times when I was a kid, and I actually watched this classic film on my 23rd birthday. But when I watched this as an adult, it made me think how far animation has come. Next is Pinocchio from 1940. It's obvious when I watched most of these. The part where Lampwick turned into the donkey it scarred me for life. I mean, I must mention as a PSA or public service announcement that please gamble responsibly. Take time to think. The same with drinking. Please drink responsibly. Next is Dumbo, 1942. I did watch this film when I was a toddler. Obviously, as a toddler, I was completely oblivious to what was happening in this film. There was animal cruelty, racism, alcoholism, and so on. As a grown adult man, I would not recommend this film for children at all. Next one, Bambi, 1942. This film, it was just brilliant. It was just heart-wrenching to hear and see Bambi calling out for his mother. On the other hand, it was lovely seeing Bambi and Faline reunite later on in the film. Next, Cinderella, 1950. I didn't watch this one very much when I was younger. I mostly watched the sequel, Dreams Come True. The animation and the music was intriguing. Next one, Alice in Wonderland, 1951. This one just revolved around imagination and silliness. I mean, the walrus and the carpenter sequence was creepy as HE double hockey sticks. I mean, on the other hand, I did like one or two of the songs. The one that was sang by the Flowers, and it was called All in a Golden Afternoon. Next one, Peter Pan, 1953. I did watch this film as a kid. A few months ago, I decided to rewatch this film as a grown adult. I had noticed how awfully Wendy was treated. Peter was ignorant towards her. She was bossed around at the Indian camp and threatened by death from Captain Hook. Next one, Lady and the Tramp, 1955. I didn't watch this one very much, but I mostly watched the sequel, Scamp's Adventure. You would think that Tramp giving Lady his thoughts of her future would be a good thing, but you would later find out that Lady is ignored by her owners because they chose to have a baby. The scene that had the poor things in the pound is just awful. Next one, Sleeping Beauty, 1959. I actually watched this film earlier this year. With it being the Platinum 50th Anniversary edition, I was able to see the bigger picture. It was just a classic fairy tale with a happy ending. Loved it. Next one, 101 Dalmatians. I did watch this one as a child, including the sequel, Patch's Adventure. I mean, who in the right mind would abduct 15 adorable Dalmatian puppies for their fur? Not to mention the two blokes, Horace and Jasper, who insisted on slaughtering them by poisoning them, drowning them, or bashing them in the head. Aside from that, I did like the song Cruella de Vil. Next one, The Sword in the Stone. It was made in 1961. As a kid, I actually thought that the disease that Merlin mentioned was a real thing. And what was it called? It was called malignolitolopterosis. Wow. I did previously watch this film as an adult, and I had noticed how poorly Arthur was treated. Next one, Mary Poppins. It was made in 1964, and I loved watching this film as a kid. Well, now as an adult, this film was supercalifragilisticexpialidocious at its finest. I have seen the sequel, but I think that they're both just as good. Next one is The Jungle Book it was made in 1967. I can't really say much about this film, but I did like the songs. Honestly, no young boy but belongs in a dangerous jungle. Next one, The Aristocats, 1970. I did watch this one as a kid, but I actually didn't know that the Uncle Waldo character was drunk. Still, please drink responsibly. The greedy butler who abducts the Duchess and her 3 kittens just takes them away and drops them off in the country. Next one, Robin Hood, 1973. This film was daunting to watch as a child. It was disturbing to witness Prince John's childish outbursts. And when I watched this as an adult, I had to turn the sound off. I mean, on the other hand, I did like 1 or 2 of the songs. Next one, The Fox and the Hound, 1981. I did watch this film as a child, and I didn't really watch the sequel. Seeing Todd and Copper get on well was really nice to see, even though eventually they have to realise that there are 2 completely different animals, the predator and prey. But later on in the film there's the bear sequence, which I thought was a bit too scary for a children's film. Next one is The Little Mermaid, 1989. I vaguely remember watching this film as a kid. I also remember how some kids used to say,
"You shouldn't watch that film because it's for girls only."
I just don't see how a company that makes such wonderful films could be only for children. I sometimes listen to the songs, in particular Under the Sea and Poor Unfortunate Souls. I cannot wait for the remake next year, and I will wear this shirt when I go and see it. Next one, Beauty and the Beast, 1991. I literally avoided this film as a child for the obvious reasons. I did like the songs, as well as the ballroom dance sequence. 2D drawings in a 3D surrounding was very smart back in those days. I do like the songs, Gaston, Be Our Guest. Next one, Aladdin, 1992. I didn't watch this one very much either. Robin Williams as the genie did a smashing job. I didn't really watch the sequels, which were Return of Jafar and The King of Thieves. Next one, The Lion King, 1994. This film was just awe-inspiring. The animation, the comedy, it was all just really good. Next one, Pocahontas, 1995. I watched this one way too much as a child. I did indeed like the songs, particularly Colours of the Wind. Next one, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996. This film should have, in my opinion, this film should have been rated PG-13 or above. In this film there's murder, sexual assault, gaslighting and loneliness. On the bright side, I do like the songs, particularly God Help the Outcasts and A Guy Like You. Next one, Hercules, 1997. This musical film was quite entertaining, and James Woods as Hades did a brilliant job, and Hades is a relatable character. I did like the songs such as Zero to Hero and I Won't Say I'm in Love.